I am joined by the big dog, Dexter. 27 pounds down and a #1 album.
Yeah,
Pretty
man.
mental couple of months, mate.
Lots happened since the last time we did this, hasn't it?
3 months ago. We
Yeah.
last filmed in July
Yeah.
and he was 1 week away from his #1. So, I mean, the best place for us to start, mate, is at that point you were thinking Oasis were going to overtake you, bro.
Yeah. It's just when they started doing the gigs, wasn't it? And then all of the streaming went up. So we was worried that they was going to put a good challenge in for that #1 spot. We was talking about it, weren't we? And then the week later, we managed to secure it. So, yeah, I'm buzzing with that one.
I'm sure you were, man. The celebration was at Kendall Calling as well, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So I had like my family in the crowd and stuff like that. We lifted the trophy on the stage. It was mega.
Mate,
A few
that's
sore heads the day after, though.
I can imagine, bro. What was the celebration like, mate?
Yeah, so it was a bit surreal because like we knew a couple of days before that we had the #1 because of the number difference, and then when we got there, our PR manager had the actual trophy in a box, and there was like loads of balloons and a cake and stuff like that, and yeah, all like the label and the managers all came to the show and was like, yeah, it was a good celebration.
That's mad,
Lots
man.
of champagne, lots of beers.
We were just speaking about this, bro. You've been doing it for 40. You're 29 now. You've been going since you were 16.
Yeah,
So,
something like that. Yeah,
I mean,
15.
everything's kind of built up into that one moment there.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like that long, but it's literally like half my life.
It's mad how time goes by, though, isn't it, mate? 'Cause like, it feels like yesterday that I started coaching you, and it's been
Yeah.
8 months now.
Yeah.
So that's flown by. And I mean, mate, you've been through a lot over the last few months, which we'll definitely dive into, mate. But
Yeah.
essentially, bro, the best place for us to start, Geezer, is what's coming up over the next year, bro.
I think so. We finished touring at the end of October. We're then going on like a bit of a writing break where we'll just be like writing new music, and not gigging as much for like 3 months or so. And then the plan next year is we've got a couple of massive shows in the UK. We've got Castlefield Bowl, Peace Hall in Halifax, Finsbury Park with Kasabian, and then like going into different territories. So we want to try and get back over to America, going to try and get to Australia, going to try and get back into Europe. So I think we're going to spend next year like growing all different territories across the world as much as we can. So just a lot of traveling, a lot of headaches for me and you.
Nah, I love it though, mate. We're gonna smash the rest of this year, bro. But there's a few things that I loved in there. I love the America, the Australia. Both of them sound amazing. Because I know our last podcast, you said that was the real goal. Is you feel like you've got the UK scene on tap now, and it's
Yeah.
getting yourself across it there. So have you got your eyes on any places, particularly in America?
I think we'll just go up and down each coast. To be honest with you, I think the plan is to go over there, go up the west coast, gig in, and then go across and then do back down the other side. So I'm excited for that one.
It's not a
I've
bad
not
life.
actually seen any dates yet or anything like that, but I do know it's in the pipeline. We just signed with a big booking agent over there as well. So
It's not a bad life, is it, bro? I mean,
yeah.
what did you call yourself earlier? A weirdo or
A freak.
a freak? So
Yeah, I am still a freak. I'll always be a freak.
I love that, mate. I mean, if us two freaks can be sitting there chatting shit to you, then you know you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly.
So, bro, let's chat some shit and let's have some fun today, bro. I mean, that was a great gym session today, mate.
It was, and I need to apologise as well to everybody because you've got changed appropriately, put something nice and smart on. We've just been sweating our bollocks off in the gym for an hour, and I've come here, no change of clothes, raw dogging it.
He fucking stinks as well.
Yeah, if you could smell me right now.
Oh.
Yeah, so apologies for everybody that has to look at me fucking legs.
Nah, mate, you're looking fucking wham though, bro.
Yeah, I've lost a bit of weight now.
I think something we can speak on just come into my mind there is like 5-6 years ago you were working NHS and
Yeah.
you were also bricklaying with your dad as well.
Yeah.
Like pretty fucking. The reason I say that is because I was thinking about you being fucking wham and you're strong in your arms because of the bricklaying, but pretty mad you were doing both of them things just 6 years ago.
I know.
And now you're getting
I know.
#1s, mate.
I know. And we was talking actually about like my managers at the time in the NHS and like past partners and friends was all like, what are you doing? Why are you quitting work? Why are you leaving? You got a good job in the NHS here. What, like, because the band wasn't as successful as it was now, quitting work to do something that wasn't paying you. It was like a pretty wild thing to do. And like loads of people was like, what are you doing? But you've got to take them risks, haven't you?
You know what, mate? I had the same thing, bro. When I left accountancy, everyone was like, what the fuck are you doing that? And even when I was on the gym floor, so I was on the gym floor and a lot of the other PTs were saying to me, Matt, why are you posting content? Why are you doing this? Be on the gym floor, do this and that. you have so many of these people in your life who are trying to pull you down all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think I remember you said in our WhatsApp chat quite recently that you're surrounded by so many people who are happy to see you go into bad habits and shit
yeah, yeah,
that you
100%.
shouldn't be doing. I mean, what's your thoughts around that, bro?
I think it's like the environment that you're in, isn't it? Like, you know, I love all my mates back at home, you know, and like, I grew up with them and stuff like that. But you know, where we're from, like going the pub, drinking, and getting up to all kinds is almost like a given. A bit like
Yeah.
if you're not doing that, then
That's the
you're the
UK though, isn't
weirdo.
it, bro?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like a cultural thing,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like drinking, going the pub, the
Yeah.
football, like raucousness, and like yeah. So you get caught up in that, and like people are happy for you to be caught up in that, if you
Mm,
understand what I mean.
defo, man.
And yeah,
It's it's one of them things that you can be so against drinking. Like I've been against drinking a lot
yeah,
and I can fall out of it. And the minute I start drinking again, it becomes an addictive personality. The minute you do one thing, like for example, we're going to speak about smoking as well. Like
yeah,
you smoke one cigarette and then you want to smoke 10. I think me and you are very similar in the fact we've got very addictive personalities. And I
yeah,
think that's probably why we've become good at what we do, is because we just get fucking hooked on something
yeah, yeah,
when we become good at it. But I think that would be an interesting thing for us to speak about as well. Obviously, you're
100%.
quitting at the minute, you're quitting nicotine,
Yeah,
and that's while you guys are very fucking busy.
yeah.
Like, I mean, you're traveling up and down the country with the Kooks, very busy week, and you're quitting nicotine, which is a very tough thing to do. So
Yeah.
how have you found that?
No smoking at all now.
I mean,
Yeah.
how have you found that entire process, bro?
It's tough. Like it's tough, like the mood swings and stuff like that, and like not having that habit to like relieve your stress, and like my appetite's gone through the roof as well. And
Yeah,
I know we mentioned like we've put my calories up, haven't we? Because
yeah,
to like counteract that dopamine that you're missing out on and stuff. And then with putting my calories up, like I've just got used to that now. So like
yeah.
overeating and stuff like that. Yeah, it's been stressful. I've been on the Nicorette chewing gum.
Yeah.
So I found that quite helpful. Just like shoving chewies in. I've not had one today actually. So like I only had one yesterday as well. So I'm kind of coming off that now.
That's cool, man.
So yeah, I'm not actually craving nicotine that bad anymore. Like I've not had one today. I've not craved it either. So
And you're lacking sleep as well, bro.
yeah, I struggled to sleep on that tour bus last night. Oh, it's a right ball ache.
Mate, I can imagine, bro. I mean, fair play to you guys for showing up with the energy you do every evening, because
Yeah,
you know you're traveling up and down the country in tour bus, sleeping like 4 or 5 hours. This is the shit people don't see, and
yeah, yeah.
you know these guys are all looking after the health, and I think that's probably one of the reasons you show up so well in the evening. As I said to you, like, what do you boys do in the day? And it's just the gym.
Gym or a run, yeah, yeah. It's like we're trying to get into that mindset. Like when we was younger, God, the last thing that we'd be doing on tour was looking after our, you know, like diet and exercising. But I think because we're so fixated on making sure that we've got like longevity and everything, making sure that we've got a career out of it, making sure that
Yeah,
we can keep going, and like the amount of shows that we play. Like if you look over the past 2 years, the amount of shows we played was
yeah,
ridiculous. And like to kind of keep up that level of pace, and like
yeah,
you kind of got to look after yourself, and it does help. Like it does help massively.
yeah. I
Knowing
can
that
imagine it helps mentally more than anything
yeah,
else,
of course, of course.
because you get very burnt out otherwise, mate.
Yeah,
I mean, do you ever experience that you get burnt out with anything?
yeah, all the time, all the time. And we can get burnt out with each other as well.
Yeah,
So like if you spend a lot of time with each other,
yeah,
like you can get snappy with each other, and you can think, oh, you know what, I'm a bit sick of these people now. I just want to kind of go
yeah,
home and be with my
yeah,
family, and yeah, you can get that as well, especially when you've been
yeah,
together quote close quarters for a long time.
yeah,
Tour buses are like quite small, really.
yeah.
16 people on a bus. Well,
So
it takes one person to fart and everybody's awake. Do you know what I mean?
so someone snoring, bro, and everyone's just pissed off all of a sudden.
Yeah, yeah.
We've got a good question here, which I think would be a great place for us to take this, 'cause I know there's a lot of people who are into music listening to this. So, how do you convince your mates to start a band?
Oh God, how do you convince you? I just got a phone call off Jamie, and he was like, because he was like my closest friend. He was like, "Yeah, I'm in a band now, and the bassist has just left. Do you reckon you can do it?" And I was like, "I'll try." So yeah, that's how I got into it, and then I joined the band, bought a bass guitar, and then just like
Mm.
learned how to play it last year.
What about if the K's disappeared and you didn't know the guys and you had to convince some randomers to start a band? How would that happen? How would you do that?
I don't know, but I suppose it's about getting them in a room, isn't it, and getting them on the instrument. Because I think what was addictive for me in the early days was like you're in a room with your mates, you know you've got a drummer, guitarist, and you're all together, and then when you play together, you get addicted to making sure that you're in time with each other and you're playing something that's cool and it sounds good, and then yeah, so I'd say just get in a room with the instruments, learn a song from a band that you like, and just start playing, and you'll get addicted to
Just
it.
get in a room and just fondle each other.
Yeah, just go and play with each other in a room.
Right, bro. I want to know from yourself, mate. This is going to be something you may need to sit on. So, what's your biggest lesson the last 10 years? I'll go with something that's been a big lesson for me. And I've probably even got to think about that myself because just thinking about the most important thing, I would say it probably comes back to what we said earlier about the people you surround yourself with is my biggest lesson. But if you've got anything you want to add here, is there any big lessons for yourself the last 10 years?
There is actually, yeah, I think, and I think it's like being professional in terms of like before shit got serious with the band. I was in a band and I could play the bass, like to a decent standard. Whereas like when we went full time, when we started recording albums and getting record deals and stuff like that, a big learning curve for me was I need to be better at this. I need to have lessons. So like, I went and had for the past 2 years. I've been having music lessons to get better on my instrument and be a better musician. I can't read music. I can't really fully understand the theory. I can a lot more now because I've had lessons, but when we went in to record the first album, I had no background in like music theory or knowledge or anything like that. It was all like muscle memory and things I'd learned over just years of doing it. So the biggest lesson for me was like professional development and like not thinking that this is just a fun hobby anymore. It's like if you're a professional, you're in a professional band, you've got to take that professionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a big like lesson that I learned was I need to be better at this and I need to constantly be learning and improving for it to be a lot like have that longevity in a career basically.
I can resonate with that, bro. And that's how you get into the top 1% of something at the end of the day. So I had
Yeah,
the same mindset when I was PTing in the gyms. I was surrounded by people that would like decent, but they were never going to make it to like the top of the game. And when you surround yourself with people like that's what you become.
yeah,
But then the minute I started traveling to events, traveling to America, traveling, surrounding myself with other people who were at the top of the game, that's when I started realizing, fuck, I'm actually not as good as I think I am.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think setting your ego aside,
yeah.
that was a big lesson for me this year, was setting my ego aside and just asking more questions to people.
Of course, yeah. And I think that's probably what happened with me as well. Like getting in the studio and like somebody saying some like theory jargon. Why don't you try X, Y, and Z? And I'd be like, fucking, I don't even understand that. And like putting your ego to one side, and in business as well, like because the band's obviously a limited company as well. So like we're also trying to teach like learn how to run a business and how you need to interact with other people and like even because we're all really close friends, like when one of us has a blow up or like emotion comes into it and like friendship and emotion gets in the way of what business decision needs to happen, if you understand what I mean. So like separating that as well,
Yeah,
like understanding we're all the best of friends, but there's another side to this where this is an adequate business
yeah,
and we all need to be colleagues and
yeah,
treat each other with respect.
yeah,
And so
100%.
sometimes that barrier can be crossed and like
Yeah,
it's hard to separate that sometimes.
yeah,
But I think as a band, like for all of us over the past like 2 years, we've all kind of been able to learn about that and like put things to one side, put friendship to one side. Let's have a business discussion now,
hmm
and then the friendship come like separating it has been a big learning curve for us. But we've been smashing it to be fair,
yeah,
and like we're all like developing professionally together. If you understand what I mean, we've got that mindset where
yeah,
like we're all trying to get better,
yeah,
trying to get fitter, trying to be healthier.
yeah.
So like it's a good what's the word? There's a good etiquette at the minute within the band. Of
Sounds like you've just turned pro. You used to be a bit amateur.
yeah, yeah, exactly that. I think exactly that.
I think another lesson for me is in anything in life, I used to wake up and be really anxious. Like I'd wake up with crippling anxiety. And the best way to solve anxiety is just by taking action.
Yeah,
Because often we always know the solution. I'm coached by people, and whenever I'm facing a problem, my coach will actually say to me, what do I think is the solution? And I'll always know the solution. And he's like, just go and do that.
yeah, yeah,
Because if you're ever feeling like something needs to be done and you've got this feeling of anxiety, most people sit there and procrastinate.
yeah.
They procrastinate on a big decision, whereas you just take fucking action and it all becomes solved. Like I often get very stressed when I've got 10 things to do on my to-do list, but if I just focus on taking that first thing for the day, then into the second thing and stop focusing so much on that 10th thing,
Yeah, yeah.
if you can continue compounding the actions through the day, that's when anxiety goes. I mean, have you found that you've had much anxiety the last year or so?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit, yeah. Um, Imposter syndrome, anxiety is more my sort of thing, because of like my lack of music theory or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, hang on a minute, we've just got a #1 album. I don't even know what this means. X, Y. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So like imposter syndrome's where I kind of get the anxiety from.
Yeah.
In relation to the band anyway.
Yeah.
And then like going back to you saying about actions beat anxiety and stuff. When did we write my mission statement? 3 months ago, 4 months ago, when I said,
Yeah.
I want to be smoke free. I do not want to smoke
Yeah.
anything. And it took me 4 months to do
Yeah.
that. And like I was constantly like feeling guilty, having a cigarette in the morning, feeling guilty. Like, I really want to stop this, but then
Yeah.
put it off for 4 months.
Yeah.
And then just one day it was like, right, that's it now. I'm not doing it anymore. I don't know what made me turn that corner. I don't know if it was like a heavy night out, and like I kept waking up with a really bad chest, and like I was coughing in the morning. And I was like, this
Yeah.
can't be sustainable. I've smoked since being a kid.
I think for yourself, it was you being ready to take that step because you took action and then you told me, and now I'm holding you accountable.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'll check in every other day and
Yeah.
ask you if you've been smoking.
yeah, yeah,
And I think just you've actually got to be fucking ready for it. Like, I think the big thing people do as a mistake is they make promises to themselves and they don't stick to them.
yeah, yeah,
Like, if you're gonna make a promise, then you've got to fucking stick to it because your subconscious brain will know when you're lying to it. If I say to myself the next week I'm gonna complete X, Y, Z, and I don't do fucking any of it,
Yeah.
I've got no confidence in myself. So the way you build confidence in yourself is just by making realistic promises, sticking to them, and the next week say I'm gonna do 10% more or
Yeah.
1% more. And if you compound that over 52 weeks, suddenly you're doing 520% more
yeah,
by the end of the year.
yeah, yeah. Of course. I think people always, like for me as well. You wait for it to go wrong before you'll then change something,
Yeah.
rather than being proactive and thinking, if this is going to go wrong, if I keep doing it, I'm going to stop doing it. You kind of wait till it goes wrong before you put the action in. And that happened to, like, my chest was really bad. I was coughing up and like my chest was like wheezing in the morning. And it took that for me to stop smoking cigs, rather than thinking, if I keep smoking, I'm going to have a really bad chest.
You know what, mate? It's often anything great you see is often come from a place of pain.
Yeah, yeah,
Like the reason that I'm a PT is because I was 100 kilos. I got bullied at school. I felt self-conscious. I'd wake up with anxiety, and I solved that problem for myself. I went from pain to pleasure, and now I just helping people solve that problem.
yeah, yeah.
Like for yourself, you probably got into music from a pretty good place, but it's probably some element of you felt shit, so you like listening to music, and it solves that pain.
Yeah, of course, of course.
So
And like when you're in high school as well, it was cool to be in a band, and I wanted to be cool, so I fucking joined that band.
that's sick, man. I think a good place for us to go from here, mate. This kind of links into you speaking about your chest there. So I've got noted down here. What did it take for you to realize I need to get in control of my health?
I think again it comes down to like the professionalism and the band, because I was always happy eating. I'm a very gluttonous person, and I still am, and I have to battle that every day now. Not just gorging on food, because I love food and I love cooking. And then like again, it came down to conversations that we had as a band more than anything. Whereas the lads was like, you've got to take into consideration the image of the band as well, and the marketing of the band. And if one of yours is ballooned up and the rest of yours is all fit and healthy, it's just off counter. It's not the best it could be. It's not the best imagery. It's not the best portrayal of a young up and coming band that you want to break out onto the scene and stuff, because the image is like just as important as the music itself sometimes. So like that was a big conversation that we had, and I imagine it was difficult for the lads to kind of sit me down and say that to me, but they did, and they had to put the friendship aside and say, "Listen, Dexter, you're getting quite big now." And I was getting fatter and fatter, and I was just eating and smoking, which makes me eat more. And
Yeah. You need to have people that will have tough conversations with you,
100%,
though.
100%. And this is what I said to you. I thanked you in the group the other day, because you're a person that will hold me accountable to it and make sure that you're reminding me this is what you need to be doing. Whereas sometimes people can just be happy to let you
Yeah.
eat yourself, massive, and like
Yeah.
and just live that way. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You need to ask yourself that. I mean, if you're watching this now and you're thinking that you've got a lot of people who just say yes to you all the time, then I would definitely question the people you're surrounding yourself with, because I've been in them sort of circles before.
yeah,
But I had a client come to me last week and he's not been on it for like 8 weeks now. And I just said to him, like, mate, if you're not in a place to continue the coaching, just pause. But I'm going to call you out here. If you don't sort your shit out and you're not actually willing to give this 100%, then I can't coach you here.
yeah,
And just me having that conversation and me being willing to walk away, he's now smashing it and he's been crushing it the last 2 weeks. So
yeah, yeah.
I think that's great that the lads had that conversation with you.
100%, 100%. And I don't want people to think that that's the only reason I've done it as well, because I really wanted to lose weight.
Yeah,
I was just struggling to do so, and I think that's where the coaching comes into it. And I think everything happens for a reason. Like you
yeah,
got in touch, didn't you? You was like, let's get on board and stuff. And that happened at a point where I was already trying my best to lose weight, and like going back and forth, not really achieving much. So I do think that's where the coaching comes into it, like helping you get that barrier and achieve it without being on your own, basically. And like now, I couldn't think of anything better than making sure that I'm fit and healthy
yeah, man.
for my family as well, more than anything. Like I don't even think about the imagery of the band anymore, and like because that's sorted. I've lost a bit of weight, and
Yeah,
it's not off balance anymore. There's not one big person, and the rest are all thin.
yeah,
So like I don't even think about that anymore. It's more like a mindset of like
yeah.
I want to be fit and healthy for myself now, and it
Yeah,
feels great. Do you get what I mean?
that's class, man. No,
So
it's inspiring, bro. It's inspiring, and you wish you'd done it sooner, right?
100%, 100%. I wish I'd done it years ago, so it wasn't as hard to get it off.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, mate. People don't discuss, and I don't go onto Instagram and try and make out like it's fucking easy to change your life because it's not. But at the end of the day, the way you change your life is by getting support. And, you're hitting a point now where you've lost a good bit of weight. And to get to that next level while you're quitting nicotine, you're lacking sleep, you're dehydrated, you're on a tour bus is fucking tough.
Yeah,
But the way we're going to break through that is by actually fucking supporting you,
yeah,
making sure in these weeks you don't go backwards, and then we push forwards when things are easier.
yeah,
I think that's the big mistake people make is they get to a stressful period in their life where you're at the minute and they just go back into bad old habits. For example, you've lost 12 kilos. It would be so easy to regain that 12 kilos again.
yeah.
But in this
Take me about a
moment,
week.
it would, bro. Like
Yeah,
genuinely, you could gain that in like 2, 3 weeks.
yeah. If I went back to my old ways, definitely, 100%.
And what would you say is like a big lesson from that?
I think there's no shame in um, if you're busy, if you're stressed, or X, Y, and Z, or you're feeling like it's too much. Like there's no shame in just maintaining for a week or two until you get back into the right mindset, or until you're free again, or until you're not as busy. And yeah, I get the guilt sometimes, and we was on about this in the car with me before. Like you get guilty, you feel guilty. I've not trained in 3 days. I had a crap meal with loads of cheese in it last night. You know what I mean? It's like you feel that level of guilt, but there's no shame in just maintaining and then going again once you're feeling up to it, is there?
Yeah,
It's just not going back into your old habits and then just fucking
yeah.
everything off.
Trying to destroy the set, bro.
Oh, mate, it's these arms now, what are you fucking
Yeah, mate, his fucking arms are massive. They're fucking stronger than me, to be fair now.
that's all the fucking mortar and bricks and block I used to carry for my dad when I was a kid.
I think what's important to go through there as well is like when you hit a certain point with your training journey, you will fall out of love with it. Like for me this year, in summer sort of time, I just stopped enjoying my training. I trained for a half marathon,
Yeah, yeah.
and I can't lie to you, I didn't enjoy the half marathon training. And at that point, I just fallen out of love with my training. And it sounds cliche of me as a coach to say that getting a coach changed the game, but I started with a physique coach myself in August. And since then, everything's flown. I mean, I've traveled to Vancouver, haven't had a very easy schedule. And I feel like it's been my best month for training for years.
Yeah,
And that has just come from that push of me signing up with a coach. And I think for me, it's fallen actually back in love with my training.
yeah,
Like you can have phases, like for example, we've been working together for 8 months now. There's probably been at least one or two of them months that you've not enjoyed or stuff's been happening.
yeah,
But
of
it's
course.
about making sure at that moment you pick it up, don't go backwards, and find a way to fall in love with it again.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's the routine of it as well. Like when you can get thrown off your routine, it's hard to then get back into that routine, isn't it? But yeah, I definitely advise people to get help with coaching and stuff like that. 100%, 100%. If they're trying to actively lose weight or they want to, it breaks that barrier of trying to do it on your own and not knowing and
Yeah.
being unsure. Like you're unsure when I was doing it without coaching. Like I was unsure if I was getting results, and I was unsure if I was doing the right things that's gonna get results. And like when we met, you was like, "No, you're actually overtraining." And I was like, "How is that fucking possible? I've been struggling to lose weight, so that's why I'm fucking training so much."
Yeah.
And it's just having that structure in it and understanding what you need to do and the process to make sure that you're hitting each gain, each
Yeah.
goal each week.
The problem is that lack of clarity that you have stops you taking action.
Yeah, yeah,
Come back to what we said earlier, action beats anxiety. And if you're not clear on what needs to be done, how are you ever going to get to the goal? And I think a lot of people think coaching is just here's your meal plan, here's your training.
Yeah,
And obviously we do a check-in each week as well, and that's cool. But it's not really that. It's kind of the conversations we have in between then.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
the accountability. It's the fact that I say to you on a check-in, Dexter reporting to me Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
yeah, yeah,
and I'm actually following up to make sure that you're implementing the plan. And I think that's the thing people miss is they think that we're just going to give them a plan and it's up to them to do it.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, I will help you solve your problems with you.
yeah, yeah. Of course, of course. Fucking hell, I could come to you with any sort of problem, couldn't I?
We'll find the solution. If I don't know it, bro, I'll
Yeah, yeah,
find it out for you,
yeah,
mate.
yeah. Empowerment's the right word, isn't it? Very empowering.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I put up a post on Instagram and I said the other day, like, I actually really enjoy fucking up. I fuck up probably multiple times every day. But the most successful people I know have the biggest failure resumes. They've just been willing to go out there and fail.
Yeah. I am a fuck up. I know I
Yeah.
fuck up every day. But it's just about how you get back on the bus, isn't it?
It's about how you learn that situation and about not being. We actually had this conversation outside about beating yourself up when you have a drink. He was asking me if I like Guinness, and I said it's my first Guinness I've ever had last weekend. And we were speaking about that kind of guilt and shame after that. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
whenever I drink 'cause I'm a PT, like I'll really enjoy the night, and then the next morning I'll wake up with beer shame. I'll wake up and I'll think, fuck,
In the bed of
what am I
dread.
doing? I've got to go and coach my clients now, and I've fucking got a hangover.
Yeah,
I mean, I know you get that sort of stuff as well.
yeah. Hangovers quite often. Yeah.
Just the beer fucking shame.
Yeah, in the bed of dread, I call it. When you wake up in the bed of dread.
I
What
ma-
the fuck have I done last night? What have I said?
I imagine everyone listening to this has got that as well, because obviously you all listen to music and Dexter as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I find it interesting. I've got a client. He's called Dan Jackson. He might be watching this. He's coming to watch the concert today.
Oh,
So Dexter's got me some tickets for the Kooks and the K's, which I'm really looking forward to. And he said he doesn't get hangovers. He can drink like 10, 12 beers and he doesn't get a hangover.
bollocks. Bollocks.
That's
What's
what
your trick? What's your trick?
Well, I just
I'm going to pull him up on this when we see him in a
yeah,
bit, you know.
yeah.
I'm going to give him 19 pints and see if he...
Apparently, according to him, it's his good karma. Right. There's something that I want to speak to you about as well, mate, and that's like kind of your sacrifice into this. And I want you to be honest, mate. I don't want you to bullshit the audience here. Like, do you think you've had to sacrifice much the last 8 months? Like,
I think, to be honest with you, I think I could have sacrificed more, if you understand what I mean. In terms of, I don't see it as a sacrifice. I see it as just like eating a normal amount and understanding the calories in each different food, like type of food, if you understand what I mean. So I wouldn't say that it's a sacrifice. I think it's like learning how to just eat appropriately,
yeah,
and monitor it.
yeah,
Whereas before, you know, I'm such a gluttonous person, it's untrue. I could have like 3 teas in one night and just keep eating like a Labrador. I just no off button. So yeah, I think I could have sacrificed more, but because like there's been times when I've had beers on stage when I shouldn't be having beers, and then like having a piece of chocolate off the rider, or having, you know, going over my calories or X, Y, and Z. So yeah, I wouldn't say that I've had to sacrifice, because I've just been learning how to monitor things and eat appropriately more than anything. Yeah, no, so it's hard to say that it's been a sacrifice,
yeah. I hear you.
because it's all a positive as well. Like going to the gym, spending time in the gym, more time in the gym. Like I'm sacrificing my time, you know, doing something that I want to do, but at the same time, it's making me feel good.
Yeah.
And it's making me achieve something.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can call that a sacrifice.
Yeah. No, I hear you. The reason I wanted to ask that is the most common thing I hear for someone telling me they can't get started on a journey is they're too busy. They've got this going on. They don't want to give this up or that up. So the answer I always come back to them with is if you're busy in that moment, this is going to give you more energy. Now is the time to get this on point. You know, if you're a busy guy and you're struggling with time or struggling with energy, starting now is the best time, because you're going to provide yourself with that evidence you can do this whilst you're busy.
Yeah, yeah.
And life isn't magically just going to get less busy or less stressful either.
No.
So now is the right time for yourself to do this. And like you've just said there, you didn't actually need to sacrifice that much. You could have sacrificed more.
Yeah.
And the training's actually giving you more energy. The nutrition's giving you more energy. Yes, it's nice when you're busy having some gluttonous meal when you go back, but how does that actually make you feel?
Yeah.
A good question I ask myself now when I eat something is, rather than how is this going to taste, how is this going to make me feel?
Yeah. And it's a lot of guilt when it's bad food, and then sluggish. You feel shit, don't you? You feel shit when you eat shit food.
Definitely, man. I love stuff like chocolate, and I will eat chocolate each day in my breakfast, like dark chocolate. But I used to be very gluttonous. Like I would eat shit all the time. But I just don't enjoy doing it that much anymore. I just know that I'm gonna feel fucking rubbish
Yeah, yeah,
when I eat food like that.
yeah, yeah,
I think I'm good at pulling myself up in the moment. It's like if I have a shit day, that's the habit of a high achiever. Is I've had a shit day here. Now I just fucking respond
yeah, yeah,
the next day.
yeah, yeah. Getting back on the bus, isn't it?
That's what
How
it's
many
all
times
about.
have I had to get back on this bus?
Probably had to get back on the bus yourself, mate, about 40, 50 times
Yeah,
over the last 8 months.
100%, 100%. This is what I mean. Like I could have sacrificed more and been more rigorous with everything, but I genuinely do. Like I am a bit of a knobhead, so like I'll fuck up most days, and
But
I'll
mate, you're
do
gonna
all
get
kinds.
your transformation will be a lot more sustainable because of that.
Yeah,
Because you don't feel like you're sacrificing much because we allow you to have a beer because maybe you fuck up here or there. You're actually learning how to have the life that you want whilst getting in shape.
yeah, of
And
course, yeah,
that's how you're gonna sustain this. Because if someone comes to me and I just tell them, cut everything out, don't enjoy it, what happens when they leave and they go back to their life?
yeah, yeah. They just end up fucking overindulging again.
Exactly. That's the mistake people make is they go to that all or nothing mindset. They
Yeah,
think that they have to go teetotal with everything. I was speaking to a guy and he told me that his day was he'd eat a salad in the morning and he wouldn't eat anything until 7 p.m. I said to him, mate, how you feeling, bro? He's like, I feel fucking shit.
yeah,
And he thought that's the only way that you could lose weight.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
you were quite similar, not
I
that
was,
drastic,
yeah,
but
yeah, I
you
was,
were training like 6 times a week. You were eating fuck all food,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Ju-
which
Just you don't understand that you actually eat well if you eat right. It's like before you like you say just having salads and stuff like that and thinking that small amounts is the way forward, but it's not.
I hear you, brother. I hear you, mate. I think that's been a wicked chat there, bro. So we'll speak about fitness for like another 5, 10 minutes. Then we've got some questions you guys have sent in, so we'll go through them. So we've been working now, mate, since February for 8 months. What do you feel like has made you stick at it? And I also know we're going to work together through 2026 as well. So what's made you stick at it 8 months and be in a place where you're ready to think, you know what, I can actually do this even longer than this?
I think just like what the difference it's made in terms of like how I look and the weight that I've lost and my confidence as well. Um, yeah, I think because a lot of people say, "Oh, fucking hell, you've lost loads of weight, haven't you, Dexter?" Or you look better. And we mentioned it before, actually. Like when we come off stage, we have photographers with us, and like before we met Matt, you'd get these 50 pictures off a photographer, and I'd be looking for the one which I felt I could post, and I didn't look the worst on, because I'd be like, oh, "Fucking, hell, I look big on that." Because I'm playing the guitar, I've got a fucking double chin, and I'm concentrating on what I'm doing because I'm not that confident and doing that either, and then. So that I was just constantly like looking through all these pictures and just having to pick one which I felt that was all right. I'll get away with that one. I don't look as my chin doesn't look as big on that, or I look quite all right on that one. Whereas like now, I'm happy to post any of the pictures that is taken, and like because I'm confident in that now, and like I think that's been a massive help for me as well. And yeah, so now when we get the pictures over from the photographer, I'm like, there's not one of them that I think of. Can I look a bit fat on that one? I'm not posting that one. I look a bit shit. It's like, yeah,
That's
it's
quality,
that
bro.
confidence, isn't it? It's
It is.
confidence in yourself more than anything.
It is. I'd recommend everyone do that. It's just because obviously Dexter's on stage, he gets these photos taken of himself. But I say that to anyone who joins me is when you join, you're taking a progress picture. Otherwise, I'm not coaching you
Yeah, yeah,
because they all hate it as well. Like most people join me and they're overweight. They don't like the way they look. And I tell them to take a progress picture. They're like, nah, fuck that, man. I don't want to take a picture of myself. And they're actually pissed off at me. I'm like, mate, you will thank me
yeah,
in
yeah,
3 months' time. Because then we look back at it in 3 months when the scales aren't quite going their way and they go, fucking hell. I look like a changed man here.
yeah, yeah. That's been massive for me that as well. Because I fucking hate doing checking pictures, and like, but then when you have one and you see the fucking difference, like the picture, the before and after that we've got, and like you see that, you think, fucking hell, that was more inspiring than anything. It was like,
Yeah.
look at the fucking shape I'm in now compared to what I was. I can see a bit of a chest growing, and then you're like, fucking hell, it gets addictive then.
Yeah.
I want to look better than that, even though, so yeah.
You wouldn't notice that about the picture though, because the picture is so drastic. But then if you actually look at yourself back in the mirror, like it doesn't feel that drastic
No,
compared to
no.
back then. Because I know back then you probably felt a bit overweight, but it's not as drastic as when you look at the photo. When you look at yourself each day, you don't see that level of improvement. That's where body dysmorphia builds. Is you look at yourself. Like I look at myself in the mirror some days and I think, Matt, you're a fat twat.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's just how the human body is. But then when you see the two pictures, it's just
Yeah,
that
it's
evidence.
completely different than looking in a mirror, isn't it?
100%, bro. And something I want to ask you, mate, is there anything we do unique? So at Morph with Matt, is there anything we do that stands out?
I've never had coaching before, so I don't know, but I think the sense of community that you've got going on like with the group WhatsApp and stuff like that. Everyone's like on board and being supportive, and I think the good thing about yourself, Matt, is it's not just about problems to do with fit and healthiness. It's like you are like, what other problems have you got in your life? You'll help with that as well, and you say, well, that's how this is impacting your performance, or you're choosing those bad choices because of this. So I think just the general support is what's probably makes you stand out from the others. Even though I've never had coaching before, it's like, yeah, you're there for your clients in more than just a health and fitness manner, if you understand what I mean.
Well, mate, I
You,
appreciate you sharing that, bro. I think that's important for anyone listening to this is when you're solving a problem is we spoke about, obviously you've got a bit of a dodgy elbow earlier,
yeah, yeah,
and like some of the stuff we've been doing has been great, but we're not actually solving the root cause. So I've been
no,
saying to you, like, go to an actual osteo and get it checked out.
yeah, yeah,
So in life, when you've got a problem, it's like it's cool putting a plaster over it, but you actually need to solve the root cause as well.
of course, yeah. And just that level of like checking in and accountability, like it goes a long way because you think, oh fucking hell, I need to tell Matt what I've done this week. I
Yeah,
need to do this. I need to do that. So it makes you then think about it, and then yeah,
defo, bro. There's two questions I want to go through, mate. Actually, there's three. We'll go through these and then we'll transition into some questions about the Ks.
yeah.
So, have you actually surprised yourself, mate, the last 8 months with your results?
A little bit, yeah, yeah, definitely. Like I feel quite strong at the minute as well. Like, and I'm buzzing about that. Like putting weights up. Like for the first time, I've been like, right, I'm putting that up now. I'm putting that up now, and like, yeah, hitting PBs is kind of getting a bit addictive now.
And mate, you're dieting, bro, and
Yeah,
hitting PBs.
yeah, yeah, and like just pushing the
You hit a
weights up and
fucking
stuff.
big PB today on the incline dumbbell press as well.
We did, and it felt comfortable as well though, and that was like a big jump compared to like what I was doing last week.
Yeah,
So like I'm kind of getting addicted to that now.
yeah,
Like oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna see if I can lift something a bit heavier. I'm gonna lift something a bit heavier, lift something a bit heavier. So
that's
and I feel
cool.
stronger in myself as well, more confident.
You said earlier about your chest felt a lot more toned as well. So,
Yeah, yeah,
that's class work. 'Cause that's not something you were looking for, but you've had that identity shift now that you actually just fucking love the
yeah,
training.
yeah. Well, I've got gynecomastia, which is a good thing to talk about actually. Maybe like it's like if you look at my chest, this side I've got gynecomastia, so that's breast tissue that's grew through an estrogen and testosterone imbalance from when I was a kid. It's like it's not through people can get it through steroid abuse because you mess with your hormones, but that's like I've naturally just got too much estrogen, which has made me grow breast tissue on this side. It's like no matter how much I train or lose weight, I've still got a tit basically, and it's a massive like it's always been a problem throughout my life of like feeling confident because I've always had chippy tits because of that. Whereas like now, because I'm building my chest a little bit more, it's took it down a little bit more. I'm a little bit more confident in myself because the muscles growing around it.
Yeah,
So like I feel a little bit more, even though you can still see it, I just feel a bit more confident because the like my chest's growing. So that's why I'm smashing the push sessions. If I can, I'll do push every fucking day because I know that that's making my
yeah,
confidence better because I'm growing something which is hiding a problem that
yeah.
I've got.
Yeah,
So
I hear you, mate. To be honest with you, bro, since I knew Dexter, if he'd never told me I'd gynecomastia, I barely would notice.
oh, it's a massive thing in my own head though. Do
Yeah,
you get what I mean?
yeah. I mean, now if I probably would have noticed it when I first started coaching you, but now I can't really see it anymore.
Yeah, yeah. It is going down. It is going down. But you can still see it. Because when you
That's the thing though, is that as a human, we will naturally pick apart the few negatives we see on our body, whereas in the human body, you've got well over 200 parts to it. No one else actually sees that shit.
no, no.
Like we're not the main character of anyone else's life, so when we see one bad thing about us, we pick that apart, whereas no one else even really notices
Yeah, yeah.
that one bad thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And something else I want to speak about, bro. So we'll get through the stuff, mate. So there's a lot of guys who fear investing in themselves. So I speak to a lot of guys who are probably between the age of 18 and 22, and obviously they've never made an investment that's actually paid off for them. So there's no wonder that they invest and they think to themselves, oh, this is actually going to work out for me. So I know you've got some advice around this because you've been in that boat with the band, all that stuff. Have you got any advice to anyone who wants to invest but also kind of fears it and fears the actual outcome of it?
Yeah, I suppose it's making sure that you're investing in the right thing. Like, what do they want to invest in? Do they want to make a lot of money off doing something? Is it business or is it health? Is it
Hmm.
relationships and stuff like that? So I think taking risk is a massive part of an investment, isn't it? Like, you're not going to be able to invest in something that's going to give you something fruitful back
Yeah,
if there's no level of risk with it.
yeah,
And like we was on about before, like leaving work and stuff like that to do something that wasn't paying you, but then
yeah,
it's about believing in the goal. If you don't believe in it, then
yeah,
you don't invest in it.
yeah.
So yeah, I think taking risks probably my advice. That you've just got to take risks. You've got to just jump out of that comfort zone.
I love that, mate. I love that a lot. Thing I can add to that is a lot of successful entrepreneurs I know have ADHD, and people with ADHD are more likely to take risks.
Yeah.
So that's the reason they're more successful. So this isn't in me anyway saying just go and take loads of fucking risks on yourself, but you have to have what Dexter said, like belief in the actual goal.
Yeah.
Don't take a stupid risk around fucking gambling or something like that. Take a
Yeah.
risk on something you know you're fucking good at, or at least you could learn the skills for, and you actually like have some sort of guarantee around, right, this person, if this doesn't happen, will actually give me my money back, because a lot of people will actually give you a guarantee around it. And do your research on the people. You know, on Instagram now, don't just fucking sign up to the first thing you see. Actually put time into researching it and take a bit of a risk on yourself. And you're only gonna learn by going out there and doing it. And even if you do lose 200 quid, it's 200 quid, you can remake that back.
Yeah, of course, of course. Don't do gambling though; it's shit.
There you go, mate.
Don't gamble.
I mean, at the end of
Think
the
longevity.
defo, bro, 100%, mate. And the thing is, mate, is we pay delay tax when we don't invest. So we think this initial £200 is going to cost us £200, but if we don't make that like investment, then we waste 2 months. You're actually just paying delay tax with your time,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you stop earning the money because for that 2 months you could have been earning more money with that time. So that's the way I'd get around that one mindset wise. Other than that, mate, I think that's everything I wanted to run through that side. So we will treat the viewers and
Talk about aliens and conspiracy theories.
if that's on there, mate, I'm down to talk about it, bro. This is to be fair, Dexter's fans are class because we put this up yesterday and there must be about 25 questions on there. So let's go through them, bro.
Yeah, man.
Any advice for people trying to break through into the music scene?
Yeah, so play as many gigs as you can in as many places as you can. That's what like kind of benefited us, because ticket sales have always been good because we've always travelled. Like we would go to London and play to 10 people and take the loss, and then go to Glasgow and play to 20 people, and then go to Edinburgh and then to Middlesbrough, and just work our way around the UK, just playing as many times as we could to as little amount of people. So yeah, that'd be my advice: is just keep gigging and write music that's true to yourself. Don't write about something that you're just making up. You know, make sure it's relatable to something, lived experience.
That's quality, bro. Action beats anxiety. Just
Yeah,
keep
man.
taking fucking action. And Lexi asks, what is it like being in the best band in the world?
It's mega, to be fair. With my best mates, yeah.
That's quality, man. That's quality. Why have the K's not done a headline show in Glasgow?
I think that would be because of like exclusivities, because we've just played Glasgow with the Kooks
Mhm.
on Monday. So there's exclusivity to that, and then we played Transmit Festival, so there's exclusivity clauses with that as well. So when you book on to do like festivals in major cities or places, there's like exclusivity clauses where you can't play within a certain radius within a certain amount of time, because then people would pay less money to just go and watch you there if they wanted to, rather than at the show that they're trying to promote. So I think it was that. I think because we played with the Kooks Monday, and then we had Transmit a couple of months ago, we've actually not been able to book a Glasgow date. So there will be one though in the very near future. 100%. We love playing Glasgow. We're always up for it up there.
Sweet, man. Well, I actually got two saying about Glasgow, so you're a wanted man in Glasgow. There's two about America as well. So when are you off to America, mate?
I think early next year the plan is to get over in America. Yeah, so we've not actually seen the plans yet, but I know we are talking about getting over there early 2026.
Wicked, man. That sounds perfect, bro. Mate, I'll try and come and see you out in America, mate. I love it out there, bro.
Yeah, we'll have a laugh.
Hello, Dexter. My question is, what did you rate the Victorious crowd out of 10? Do you know?
10, 10. Like any crowd, it was amazing. There was like flares, and you know what? There was a funny flag, because of all the politics that's been going on recently. They was banned from putting flags up in the audience, and somebody had a flag of Mahatma Gandhi with quotation marks, and it said "Viva la K's," which made me laugh.
That's quality, bro. That's quality. I'm looking forward to it today. Yeah, the atmosphere was wicked in
Yeah.
Birmingham last time, so I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it, mate. Right, bro. Do you prefer playing in bigger or smaller venue gigs, and why?
Somebody asked me this the other day, actually, on an interview yesterday. They're both so different that I couldn't decide. Basically, I love the little venues. I love the energy. I love how close you are to the crowd, and like the sweatbox rooms, and like, you know, like basically the energy of it. But then playing the big arenas, like the production it's very comfortable. It's more comfortable for the crew as well. The loadings, no stirs. It's just like there's a lot of benefits of playing in the big rooms, and the production lights, just the hospitality and stuff's amazing. But you can't beat the energy of a little sweatbox room.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Love that, mate. Love that, bro. Tell you what, mate, if we go back to a question I've got over here, because this will be a good one for the viewers. What's like a spell you've done? So, have you ever done like a spell sober without drinking alcohol?
Yeah, I
What's
think
the longest you've done?
I did dry January.
Cool. So like 4 5 weeks.
Yeah, 1 month. I did
Nice.
January. Yeah.
Cool. So I did 4 months this year, and it was fucking amazing. It was the best thing I did, but I did miss drinking quite a bit. And I mean, I can give a bit of advice about this, but have you got any advice for like stacking that over 4 or 5 weeks and keeping a habit going like that?
I think because I had the goal in my head. Right, I'm doing dry January. I've
Right.
been drinking a lot. I'm doing dry January.
Yeah.
But I will say that the fucking 1st of February, I had a good couple of
Yeah.
beers. Like, so I think probably the advice is just like set a goal.
Yeah.
And then stick to it, and then you'll get that sense of achievement from
Yeah.
it. That's what I had to do anyway. It had to be dry January.
Yeah.
I'm around it too much. I'm around alcohol too much with being
Yeah.
in the band
Yeah.
and stuff like
That's
that.
the first thing I do with anyone I speak to in the DMs is I'll say to them, what's your mission and why
Yeah.
are you doing this? And I won't jump on a call unless I say to someone, like, we're going to jump on this call and spend 10 minutes getting deep on where you want to go and why you want to go there.
Yeah.
Because without that North Star, without you actually having a reason to go and do this, there's no fucking point in doing it. Because we can give you all the strategies you want in the world, but there needs to be a big reason behind why this changes your life. And if I can't get that out of someone on the call in the opening 10 minutes, I will actually say to them, like, look, I don't think this is the right thing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're coming to me to change your life and you don't want to change
You're
your
not
life.
on board with it. You've got to subscribe to it, haven't you?
I like your answer there, bro. And this is a controversial one, mate. So, your favorite K's member, choose wisely.
Favorite K's member? They do know how much shit I'm going to get for choosing this. I can't choose. It's like, you know, it's like choosing your favorite kid.
You don't need to
choose. You don't need
to answer, bro.
My favorite member is Dave, the manager, the Duchess.
Quality, mate, quality. Dexter, what is your favorite song to perform live? Dash Bluebell.
Bluebell.
That's her name, Bluebell.
Oh right. Okay. Yo, Bluebell. Favorite thing to play live? I think at the minute it's Gravestone. I actually like playing Me and Your Sister as well. Me and Your Sister's really fun to play.
Cool. I look forward to hearing that later, bro. I've actually not heard much of the new album, so I think the last time I came to listen to you was when the old album was like the main thing. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
When's the next album?
I don't know if I can say, to be honest with you. There is definitely going to be another album, but I'm going to leave the surprises and all the dates and the intricacies to. I'm going to leave that for the announcement. But there's definitely one coming. There's the next couple of months we're going to be spending making new music in the studio together with each other and writing and things. So just keep your ears peeled.
He's going to be a changed man in January. He's going to be fucking wham. And well, he's wham already, but he's going to be fucking wham. And he's also going to have some new music for you boys and girls. So, question here: which was better to record? I don't know what this is. IWITWK.
That's the abbreviation for the first album.
Or Pretty on the Internet.
Which was the best to record?
Which was better to record?
Pretty on the Internet.
Nice.
Yeah, and the reason for that is in the early days with the first album, there was budgets wasn't as big as they are. People was still having to work like we wasn't all full-time members because of the money that there was. So it was like wasn't in the studio. Whereas this album, we was in a studio together for a prolonged amount of time to just like enjoy it. Whereas the first one, it was a bit like I go in for 2 days and then I had to go and do stuff, at work, and then the lads would be in for a couple of days, but I wouldn't be there, or the drummer wouldn't be there, and it was very bitty like that. Whereas this album, we was in a studio for like 2 months together.
Yeah,
every day, all day. So that was much more enjoyable.
You're just more professional, like you said earlier. You've turned pro now, rather than being amateur.
100%. Yeah.
Love that, mate. What is your funniest tour memory? I doubt you'll be able to say, 'cause remember some wicked ones you told me just when it was me in Manchester, which you definitely can't say on camera.
There's hundreds. I could not choose a favourite moment. I couldn't choose. And there's ones that I definitely can't say. But um, really enjoyed walking on stage at the Royal Albert Hall in London, the massive venue. It's the stage that the Beatles performed on when John Lennon was like, you know, everybody on the floor, clap your hands. Everybody in the boxes, you can shake your jewelry. And like, I was a massive John Lennon fan and Beatles fan, so walking onto that stage and standing where they stood and performing was like, it proper took me back. It was like, fucking hell, man. This is where John Lennon stood when he said that famous line that I fucking loved and laughed about for years. And like, I don't know, that's a big happy memory for me. All the funny ones, I fucking can't tell you.
Yeah. That's quality though,
Yeah.
bro. No, I love that, mate. Right, we'll wrap up with a few more, then we'll let Dexter get cracking. He's got a couple of gigs to play over the next few days. So how does he play that bass so well?
Are you joking? I've only just learned how to play it. Yeah. So again, imposter syndrome's massive for me because like I learned by ear what I was like very basic knowledge, and then as soon as we started like signing album deals and recording and getting in the professional line, doing it like that, it was like shit. I really need to improve, and I have done lessons, and like I constantly trying to improve my theory and stuff like that. So hopefully people can see that as well in the last record.
Quality, bro. Well, mate, I look forward to listening to your bass this evening. So Glenn says, is Gigs with Glenn the best interview he has ever had in his entire life? The answer is yes.
You've answered it for yourself, Glenn. We actually had an interview yesterday, me and Glenn. He's a good lad. Yeah, it's good fun interviews when you're doing with him as well. Yeah, so check it out, Gigs with Glenn.
Wicked. We'll end with the last question then. So you're obviously on tour with the Kooks at the minute. What is the best crowd you've had on tour with the Kooks?
Last night was pretty good in Newcastle, you know. Jamie's dad's from Newcastle, so it's a bit like a second home for us. Jamie's a massive Newcastle fan, so last night was mega. There was like people on shoulders, and every word was sang back to us. But Manchester was hard to beat, to be honest. It was just so loud. Every single word was just sang back, and it was mega. It was mega, and my family was in the audience as well, so felt proud. Yeah.
Quality, man. Well, mate, thank you for coming down, brother.
Anytime, mate.
Appreciate it, mate.
Anytime, mate.
Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast as well today. We'll see you soon.
See you soon, guys.